What's going on, guys? Audio here. Welcome back to a brand new video. So today we have got our last icon tier list of FIFA 23. Last time we did the icon tier list, there was no shapeshifter icon. So you guys already know the standard of this one is going to be increased massively because some of these shapeshifter icons are next level good. So you're probably going to see a lot of players that was in the previous tier list go down in tiers. Now, before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know that this is my personal tier list. There's always going to be different opinions about certain cards, and it's fine to have a different opinion. If you felt like I put a card too high or maybe too low, just let me know who it is in the comment section. But let's get into it, starting off with a shapeshifter Pele. The guy's amazing. He is a joke in this game, and 100% he is going to be our first S tier card. Van Persie, shapeshifter card, I would say slightly underrated. He is amazing as well. I'm going to put Van Persie in the A+ tier. Sol Campbell, pretty solid. I like the fact that he has got 99 pace. You can obviously focus on other areas of his game by increasing with a chem style, but the thing is with Sol Campbell is just he doesn't move the way Van Persie moves. So Sol Campbell is going to go into the A tier. Figo, I used both versions of Figo, the striker version and the centre mid version, and honestly the centre mid version for me was just so clear. I understand obviously two different positions, it's just I feel like you would notice Figo more in the midfield than I did notice him in like the attacking areas. This centre mid version I like a lot, and I'm gonna put him in the A+ tier. Team of the year Hullet, I think there's no question about it. I don't need to say much about him. Comfortable S tier card. Rooney, World Cup card, not World Cup card, FUT birthday card. 5-star skill moves is nice. He doesn't move exactly too well. His pace is solid. He's got a good shot on him as well. I wouldn't put him all the way in the B+ tier. I'm going to put him in the A tier. Eto, 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, doesn't matter which one you go for. The left wing version is the exact same as the right wing version. It just depends on which foot you want to do the skill moves with. I love Eto in this game, 100% S tier. He's unbelievably good. Petite, shapeshifter. When I saw this card, I was like, whoa, the stats look crazy. And then I saw that he didn't have the lengthy accelerate style, which is usually the accelerate style I have on my centre backs. So I thought, he's probably not going to be all of that. But this card, he surprised me. He really did. His tackling ability is unbelievable. He's catching up the players very easily as well. I'm not going to go as far as saying he deserves to go into the S tier, but Petit is going to go into the A+ tier. Rio's tackling ability is still top tier. It's just the pace that can be a little bit slow sometimes, especially with the attackers we play up against nowadays. Yeah, you don't see Rio catch up to all of them. I would still put him though in the A tier. Baresi, on the other hand, tackling wise, unbelievable, but the pace is a big issue. Baresi, B+ for him. Makaleli, when he just came out, a lot of people enjoyed him. He was like 1 million coins as well when he came out. I liked him in that CDM position. I never loved him though. I never thought he was like next level, and I definitely will say that shapeshifter Figo card is better. Makaleli, I'll put you in the A tier. Xavi Alonso, do you know what's the big issue with him? The fact that he has got 80 acceleration and 80 sprint speed. Even with a Shadow Chem style, 88. This late, we have way better midfielders. Xavi Alonso, I'm going to put you in the B+ tier. Henry, crazy. This card was getting used in the World Cup, the eSport one. It was honestly insane to me how many pro players was using this Henry card when they have like the option of obviously like R9, Pele, and all these like next level cards like Team of the Year, Mbappe. But people are still using Henry. He's the real deal. He's a joke. He's amazing. S tier comfortably. Riquelme, underrated. The 5-star skill moves on Riquelme is actually surprisingly really nice. Like, he dribbles really well with it. You can do all these sorts of skill moves that like tight angles and get away from pressure. He's great on defense as well. You can make him lengthy. Riquelme for me, A+. I think it's like 50,000 coins. As I said, underrated. Mateus. My issue with Mateus is the way he dribbles. Like, his tackling ability, top tier. Pace to get out to players, top tier. But it's the low agility and the low dribbling stat that you really do notice. I'm going to put Riquelme in the A+ tier and not the S tier. Zidane, on the other hand, Zidane needs to go up there. Zidane needs to go into the S tier. Raul, he was an SBC, a nice SBC as well. I can't remember, did they give him 5-star skill moves or 5-star weak foot? I can't remember. We actually ended up doing a review on this card as well. I did like him. I never felt like he was insane though. Van Basten, shooting ability on Van Basten has never been an issue. His dribbling can be a little bit dodgy time to time when you're going for those like really sharp turns. Van Basten, I don't think you deserve to go on Rooney's level, so I'm going to put you in the B+ tier. Lahm, I've always preferred him in like a midfield position rather than like a right back position. Like, he's not bad in a right back position, it's just you definitely do notice the lack of like physicality. You don't notice, you know, well, you notice him getting kind of blown by because his strength isn't really there. But in the midfield, it's not like that big of an issue. I would say as a midfielder, Lahm for me still deserves to go A tier. Seedorf, incredible. I don't like playing up against Seedorf. I only played up against him like, what, 5 times I think it was, and he has been unreal every single time I've used him. He's crazy good. Definitely a card I would put on the same level as a Shapeshifter Figo. Not great. Decent CDM, but yeah, B+ for me. Cafu, lengthy with the anchor chem style. His physicals have always been a little bit meh, and his long passing can be a little bit questionable, but Cafu is definitely one of those players that does perform better than what his stats says sometimes. I'll still put Cafu at least in the A+ tier. Rivaldo, solid card. Nothing insane in my opinion. I would have loved 5-star skill moves. I'm pretty sure I said that at the time he was released as well. 5-star skill moves with a 4-star weak foot, in my opinion, for a player like Rivaldo, would have been better than 4 or 5. A tier for him. Cole, his interceptions have always surprised me. Like, he always grabs onto things. His possession-based interceptions is something I've always loved. He catches up to players very easily. He's not on Riquelme's level or Cafu's level, that's for sure. So I'm going to put Cole in the A tier. Gerrard, pretty solid still as a midfielder. Nice all-rounded, offers you a lot. I would say A tier for him as well. Vieira, defensively, still a monster. The animations he has are beautiful. The issue with Vieira, though, is his dribbling ability, and that's like the main reason I'm not going to put him in the S tier. He's up there for sure with the top tier CDMs, but I just feel like that dribbling ability this late into FIFA now can be very annoying when you're trying to go for those sharp turns. So yeah, Vieira, I'm going to put him in the A+. Dalglish, 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. You guys know previous years, I've always loved Dalglish, and I did like this card when he came out as well. I used him in FUT Champs, and he was scoring everything. With the attackers that we have now, though, I would say Dalglish is an A tier card. Team of the Year, Dino. There's some cards that we don't even really need to speak about. You just put them into the tier and you move on. Roberto Carlos. The thing about Carlos, which has always annoyed me, like, yes, this card is not bad. You love the fact that they gave him 5-star skill moves as well. It's just the height. That's like the main thing. With how good crossing is in this game, Roberto Carlos, you just notice like cheap goals getting given up because of the fact that he hasn't got a good heading ability because of how small he actually is. Roberto Carlos, I'll put you in the A tier. Blanc, good tackling ability, not that great when it comes down to the pace sometimes, but I feel like putting him on the same level as Rio makes sense here. So Blanc, I would say A tier. Hierro, good card, not as good as Riquelme though. I would say A tier for him as well. Puskas, FUT birthday card. The main issue of Puskas is the pace. His pace has never been crazy. His dribbling ability has always been unreal. It's just the pace. Like, with the centre-backs that we match up against nowadays, they're just super fast, and Puskas can't get him behind comfortably. I would still say, though, he does deserve to go into the A+ tier. Desai, FUT birthday card. Nice card. But would I say he deserves to go A+? Nah. I would say Desai is an A tier card for me. Delpy, similar to someone like Dalglish, both 5'5", both of them feel nice on the ball, both of them have a good shot as well, both of them are pretty fast. Delpy, I would say A tier. I did like Rijkaard when I was using him, but my issue with Rijkaard was sometimes his dribbling fell off, and it just felt like he was a little bit slow to turn in these like angles I needed him to turn quickly in. So I'm going to put Rijkaard in the A tier. I don't believe he deserves to go in the A+. Vidic, Team of the Year, a card I still rate highly. A card that I still feel like performs to the level he needs to perform to this late. I'm going to put Team of the Year Vidic in the A+ tier. I used to love Keane. When he came out, I was like, bro, this card is crazy. Transition speed, pace to get out the players, passing ability being top tier as well. Looking at that A+ tier now, though, with players like Figo, Seedorf, yeah, Keane, I'm not going to put you in the A+. I'm going to put him in the A tier. I still like Best a lot. 5-star skill moves is a beautiful thing to have on Best because of how good his left stick dribbling and R1 dribbling is. But looking at the cards in that S tier, Best does not deserve to go there. A+ for best. Team of the Year Nesta. A lot of people was using this card when he came out. He was expensive at the time as well. Nesta's tackling ability has never disappointed me. It's just the pace that does let him down. I'm going to put Nesta A tier. R9 Trophy Titan card. Again, there's some cards that you just don't really need to speak about. You already know what tier he's going to go into. The shooting on Mohr has always been unreal. But the dribbling ability, the pace sometimes is a little bit questionable as well. You know what? I'm going to put Mohr in the B+. I don't believe he deserves to go on the same level as Rooney. I would rather have Rooney in that striker position, with 5-star skill moves especially, over this Mohr card. SCN, I used SCN for 1 week in League, and he was just so much worse than what I thought he was going to be. He was disappointing. The dribbling on SCN, not this late. B+ for SCN. Team of the Year Beckham, I still rate him. The thing is with Beckham is you can't really use him as like a box-to-box. You have to use him as an attacking centre mid, and honestly, as an attacking centre mid, he is amazing. A+ for Beckham. Garincha, been using him for, I believe it's, what, 2 weeks now? Maybe 3 weeks, but I believe it's the past 2 weeks on the RTG. His finishing ability, all I'm going to say is EA done extremely well with this Shapeshifter Garincha card. Comfortable S tier. Veron, not a big fan of. Veron, B+ for me. Carlos Alberto, good card, but not as good as someone like Cafu. Not as good as someone like Raquelme for sure. Carlos Alberto, I would say A tier. Zambrotta, Shapeshifter card. A lot of people really did enjoy this card. I'm pretty sure he's still available, but me personally, I thought he was a nice card. I thought, yeah, he's on the same level as like Figo, Seedorf, but I never really thought about the S tier for him. So I'm going to put Zambrotta in the A+. But I know a lot of people, especially in my Twitch chat, they were saying Zambrotta's S tier, 100% he is. But I was never like, you know, pushing him into the S tier just because I've never felt like he was on that level of like Zidane or like Hullet. Sanchez, when he came out, good card. But now, compared to the attackers we have now, yes, Sanchez for me is an A tier card. Pires Team of the Year card. I've never been a fan of this Pires card. I know there was a lot of people that did like him. It's just for me, the skill moves never came off like naturally. It never felt like it was moving well. So Pires, I would say A tier at best. Check. Shapeshifter. This might surprise a few people, but I think a lot of people know how good this check card is. S tier. He's up there with the best. He's pace to get him behind. He's one of those players that I cannot stand playing up against. He's one of those players that is so like glitchy, gets all those rebounds, pace to get him behind, never catch up to him, even with like a Team of the Year Virgil van Dijk. Check his S tier, and I 100% recommend completing him. Barnes, not a huge fan of Barnes. Let me put him down into the B+ tier. Jairzinho, foot birthday card. I used this card yesterday because he did come out as an SPC. I used these loan just to remind myself how good he is. He obviously is amazing. Like, Jairzinho's always been unreal in this game. He always wins headers as well that you don't expect him to win. Always gets onto certain things that you don't expect him to get onto. Am I going to put, though, Jairzinho on the same level as like Eto'o, Henry, Team of the Year Dino? Like, I'm looking at that tier and I'm saying to myself, Jairzinho is not as good as those wingers. I am going to put him, though, right in between. For me, he's got 1 foot in the S tier and 1 foot in the A+ tier. He's still up there, but not as good as Eto'o. Eto'o's better, not as good as Henry. Henry's better, and not as good as the other wingers that we have in that S tier. Foot birthday Cantona, still a solid card. Definitely can have his moments when it comes down to dribbling sometimes, but I would still say Cantona deserves to go at least in the A+ tier. Zanetti, always preferred him in a centre mid, CDM position rather than a right back position. But now with like Zambrotta being in the midfield, there's Seedorf and obviously players like Figo, I would say Zanetti deserves to go A tier. Lampard, always felt like he was very similar to Gerrard. Like, both of them are good going forward. Both of them are really nice on defense. I would say Lampard deserves to go A tier. Kaka, the Champions League version. I've never been more disappointed with a card. Honestly, like, he's really good. It's just, I thought the upgrade was going to be so much better. I thought he was going to be at least 5-star, 5-star, saying that his foot birthday is 5-star, 5-star. And I thought the stats on him, I thought it was going to be like a 96 overall. So yeah, EA really did do the upgrade a little bit dirty. They hyped it up a lot, but it really wasn't that big of an upgrade compared to his FUT birthday. I'm still going to put Kaka, though, in the A+ tier because he is an incredible, incredible cam in this game. Xavi's one of those players that you have to use it in like a certain way. You can't use him really as like a box-to-box. You have to use him more of like an attacking centre mid, but you can't do like too much with him going forward. Like, yes, his passing ability is amazing. Yes, he can dribble well. His shooting ability is a little bit poor though. I would say Xavi, B+. Prime Cruyff, not up there with the best anymore. I'll be honest with you. No. Not up there with the strikers that I am looking at in that S tier. Still an amazing card, but A+ tier for Prime Cruyff. Schweinsteiger, loved him when I used him. Schweinsteiger, honestly, I was not expecting anything too insane, and it's weird to me to say that because you look at the stats and you're like, okay, he is going to be next level good, but I don't know why. I just felt like Schweinsteiger in a centre-back position just wasn't going to be up there, but he really did surprise me. His tackling ability, crazy. Interceptions, everything like that, amazing. Pace to catch up to players as well. He is insanely fast. The thing is though, for me, he isn't up there with FUT birthday Maldini, and we all know where he is going to go. So Schweinsteiger, I am going to put him in the same tier as Jarzinho. 1 foot in the S tier, 1 foot in the A+ tier. FUT birthday Maldini probably should be very soon. Eusebio, love him. S tier, comfortably. The 5-star, 5-star, giving Eusebio 5-star skill moves, you already knew it was going to take him to a whole new level. Socrates, oh, I do like Socrates. He is very good in the midfield, but S tier, I feel like S tier might be pushing it. I'm comparing him to like Zidane, and I'm comparing him to like Hullet, and I feel like Socrates deserves to go into the A+. Michael Ballack, underrated. If you're using your right back as like a defensive right back, like a player that doesn't really go too forward, he is probably up there. He's probably up there with the best because defensively, he is a monster. Catches up to everyone. Beautiful passing ability as well. Michael Ballack, I'm gonna say A+ tier. Fernando Torres, never was a fan of his dribbling ability. Shooting has always been crazy and pace has always been nice as well, but the dribbling ability has always felt a little bit off for me. Fernando Torres, I would say A tier. Another one of those players that you have to use in like a unique way. You can't use him as like a box-to-box because he just isn't that great on defense. So you have to use him as like an attacking centre mid. And honestly, as an attacking centre mid, there's better in this game. So Pirlo, team of the year, B+. Here he is. FUT birthday Maldini, comfortable, S tier card. Michael Owen, I like the 5-star skill moves they gave him. It's a good card, but I wouldn't say he's A+. Michael Owen, A tier for me. Zola, shapeshifter card. This is one of those cards, so when I was using him on stream, a lot of people was like, Zola has to be S tier. Look at the way you're dribbling with him. Honestly, dribbling is like, what's the best way of describing him? I think the best way of describing him is a 5-star skill move, Lionel Messi. He's so good at dribbling. His shooting ability was nice, but for me, it wasn't like anything top tier. Pace was good on the card as well. Zola's close, you know. Zola's close to being in the S tier, but I'm just looking at that S tier and I'm like, I don't think Zola deserves to go there. So Zola, A+. Kluivert, FUT birthday card, not that great. I would say Kluivert, B+ tier. Bergkamp, slightly better than Kluivert, but doesn't deserve to be on the same tier as players like Rijkaard, players like Fernando Torres as well, and players like Sanchez. So Bergkamp is going to go into their B+ tier. And just like that, we have ourselves our icon tier list. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my top 3 attackers, top 3 midfielders, and top 3 defenders. So let's start off with the attackers. Number 1, I still feel like he's number 1. Trophy Titan R9, number 1. Second, Shapeshifter Pele has to be. And then third, Team of the Year Dino. Team of the Year Dino, even though we have an Henry Shapeshifter card now, for me, that Dino card is in my 3rd spot. I would probably say Henry 4th though, and then probably like Garincha 5th. Top 3 midfielders, number 1, Hullet, obviously. Zidane is 2nd. And in the 3rd spot, there's no other midfielder in that S tier, so we have to drop down into the A+ tier. There's Vieira, there's Figo, but I am going to go for Socrates. Shapeshifter Socrates is in my 3rd spot. Top 3 defenders. Number 1, FUT birthday Maldini. 2nd, Shapeshifter Schweinsteiger. And in the 3rd spot, Petit. Shapeshifter Petite. You won't be disappointed. It's one of those cards that I don't like playing up against, and one of those cards that just gets onto everything. So yeah, there's my top 3 attackers, top 3 midfielders, and top 3 defenders. Let me know your top 3 attackers in the comment section. I'm not going to ask for midfielders and defenders as well, because I feel like that's asking for a little bit too much. But that is going to be it. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.